Hello everyone, Tanak here. Welcome to episode 150 of Building My Industrial Empire in EVE Online. Let's start with the plenitude HR. You can see now that we are at 263 member, so it's a plus 14 compared to last week. Good progression on all our corp. This number will actually spike. Normally, if all goes according to plan, you should see that increase by 170 at least next week, because there is a corp that is in the process of joining Plenitude Alliance. I approved their app. I talked with their CEO. They submitted their application. I approved the app, but it's not in the system yet. That should be done by tomorrow, so we should be at around a little above 400 member, if you count that. So that part is very good. The HR part is going very crazy. I'd never expected the alliance to grow at that speed. Now on the WOMP side, it's also going well. I'm not following WOMP as closely since I'm managing Plenitude now. WOMP is Rex's responsibility now, but from the fleet where I've been participating in, and from Ezekiel, we're now at around 200 active in PvP in the last week. Player. So we're like a full form from WOMP is pretty close to 100 people in doctrineship. So again, great recruitment on both the high sec and the null sec part. So HR going very, very well. Now finance. A couple of cool story. You can see that there's a big surge in net worth. It's actually plus 14 billion this week. Where did that come from? Well, one thing is I got a donation of 11 billion this week. I don't know if I haven't even talked with that person. They just transferred a ISK in my account. I have no clue who they are or why they're giving me that money or what do they want. I'm not sure if they want to be mentioned or not. So without knowing that, I won't mention their name. But I got the transfer of 11 billion to Tanak. So that one, I didn't do anything to deserve that, but I'll take it because it pays for fuel for the station and it's gonna go help the crew. So I won't turn it down. Now, aside from that, the rest of the growth, there was a mining fleet run by the Corp, which gather around a little more than $1 billion worth of mineral. So that should also be in that price there. And our buyback program has been very active this week, to the point where I'm having issue liquidating the asset we acquire, even though we're making a profit because we're buying at 90% G to buy internally. And our buyback program is voluntary, and the way we set it up is really you can try to sell your ore if you want. You can sell it at the Plenty Mart, you can use it to build, but if you need the cash, the corp is there and we'll buy it at 90% G to buy. What I do with that is basically I try to offsell it at GDA price through my contact network, which I usually manage for ore. Ice is a little harder to sell. It doesn't have as big a demand locally, so I do have to make some trip to GDA with my hauling alt, and I'm at the point where I've got a backlog of at least 4 GDA trip to offload everything. I could take a hauling services, but that would basically eat up the entire profit of the buyback program. So might as well just run that on my second account, and that worked pretty well. Again, hauling is an art by itself, and I'm not saying I'm the best hauler around. Uh, I usually go with just basic safety tip to fit your order for hit point, and don't carry too much at the same time. And that served me right so far. I know that if I try to make those 4 trip be only 2 trip, it's gonna be the time I get ganked. So I'm gonna try to avoid that. Anyway, that's it for the finance. So a good, well, no, that's it for just the ISK balance. So overall, a very good week financially. Other thing that I want to talk about is the Plenty Mart. Again, we had a very good day on the Plenty Mart again. 1.4 bill. We overall we had a very good week at the Plenty Mart. Again, you can see we're still number one market hub in Canada. For again, those that means what they means. I One stat that I prefer is basically trade value over the past 30 days, which I think is more representative and harder to just mess around with, because again I could sell myself 10 bill worth of material and have a big spike in one day. If I do that the multiple day, I'll just pay too much in tax. So it's harder to fake on the long run, but it's easier to fake on the one day. But so the 1 month average, Plenty Mart, we're at number 40. Again, that's more or less we're hovering between 35 and 40, around that range. Pretty good for regional market hub in a not as busy a region, even though it's getting busier now with us and all the other people that are living here. So that's pretty good. Other part of that, okay, politics on the ISEC front. We got 3 new POCO this week. I told you, like, POCO aren't a super good investment, but they're still a service that we provide to our member, and it's still some type of cash flow for the corp. So for me, I personally, I like having POCO, and it give us stuff to do and a way to put our name on the map. So we're gonna keep grabbing some when we have opportunity. I'm not going all out. In the region where we're at, in the local queries here. Here we're mostly concentrated again on those 2 constellation here. You can see it a little bit better with this map here. We're mostly concentrated in those two constellation here. We got a little, it's like a small amount outside of that. Sorry, those 2 constellation here. We got a small amount outside of that, but those are basically the one that we grabbed when we were like we decked a corp here, and they had like 1 POCO here, so we just had to finish the job to get out of the war deck. So anyway, the big focus for us right now is actually the Kitelet constellation. That's where we got most of our asset, and our second to biggest presence here is the constellation in between, where we get access here to WOMP space. So basically, that's our biggest footprint around in ISEC. And we can see it in this map is actually gives us another perspective compared to this one here, because usually if you want to go to Amar, you go to Tashmercon, and this is from Kitelet, this is 10 jump to Amar, but here you can see that we got 11 jump to Amar through the other pipe. So this is through the Gusoviba pipe, and this is to the IPREF or the Agile pipe. You can get to Amar, but with 11 jumps. So you get 1 more jump if you take the northern path on that map. And these 2 constellations, this one here and this one here, are probably going to be the next place where we want to set up at least 1 station or 1 dock up. especially here because there's basically only one NPC station. So something about around like Osis or Seychelles or something around these line here to get at least one dock up in the constellation, which is useful if the people want to mine or want to like when the belt here are not fully spawned. And again, to increase our presence. So we're probably gonna expand toward that constellation and the one here like mini me or me or me yeah me whatever how what's pronounced. Uh, that's pretty much okay. That's for the the ISEC politic part. So three pocos this week, which bring us to 30 something. Now on the null sec part, that's getting interesting this week. We got a few interesting fight during the week. Where one like we got these little fight like roam like this where the guys go hunting and they grab what they can from. Usually we just go hunt in the Phoenix Coast space. A little bigger battle where sometime when we can we will drop cap everything. This actual fight, I was with the main fleet and the cap did all the work before we arrived. So that was a little bit of a downer. But yeah, overall during the weekend, what we managed to do during the week is prepare for this weekend operation. So we managed to entosis two systems in Northern Aquarius and another one in Delft. Yeah, I have another one in Delft. And we did manage to get a bunch of timer over the weekend in against Phoenix Coast Station. So hopefully I'll get to participate in a few good fight during the weekend. Our goal is to try to grab those two systems if possible, try to grab the other one in Delft, and start actually pushing back against Phoenix Coalition. And reclaiming some more space there. But the our goal is mostly to get good fight and have something interesting to do in game. Do I still have further stuff to tell you? Actually, oh yeah, one of our guy made a very cool, well, it's AI, but a very cool music video about the Plenitude. And overall, the Plenitude crew has been really coming together this week. From my perspective as a CEO, like this is a week where I couldn't have done all the work alone. I clearly, the guy pulled way above their weight. They run a mining fleet when I wasn't there to put 1 billion in the corp coffer. I got guys working on market analysis tool to give us like an edge to monitor our competitor, what they have on their market hub, to monitor JITA, to monitor the Plenty Mart, to make sure that we're keeping on top of the market game. So we got people building that, people running mining fleet, people doing vids, people like the people firing the moon drill when I can't be there. But like a bunch of stuff where people are actually really helping, and that's making I'm actually very proud of the group and how we're coming together. The cohesion of the group is going great. Corp chat is lively. Always people online. So personally, I mean, I never expected the plenitude plan that like if I look back, the corp is like what 3 months old or something like that. The alliance is 3 months old, and I never expected it to be to grow that fast and to be like to be such a nice good group, cohesive group, and obviously WOMP itself helped a lot because well, not just WOMP itself is help a lot. They provided resources to help start, and they provided mostly what they did provide is the actual military strength. The Wump guy, when we're bashing Poco, they're the one. The Wump character are coming to help, or Plenitude with one character in Wump are coming to help bash Poco. So I count that as the larger Wump family helping us on militarily. I got some super nice and financial backer that helped me, Croda in particular, where we're talking regularly. Got another donation there. People are contributing. And not just like I'm mentioning the big donation, but also smaller donation, which is financially is helping the project a lot. And then people running stuff when I'm not online, which is very, very important as a CEO, is to have the people that are there to actually make stuff happen in space and make stuff happen without me actually having to ask them to micromanage everything. So like for me, if I see, okay, a guy is running a fleet, I didn't have to ask him, and he called the mining fleet, he's providing boost for the rest of the crew, everybody's going there and having fun. That's great, because what is very hard as a CEO is having to micromanage everything and tell everybody, you need to do that, you need to do that, you need to do that. So when you get to a point where you have people in the alliance taking initiative, running stuff, it makes your job 100% easier as a CEO. And then you can focus on like larger, like bigger plan. What are the next expansion zone? Because you're not stuck running the day to day. And this is starting to happen in Plenitude. So we've reached like that critical mass of people where the dynamic in Alliance is like self-feeding and self-growing, which is a very good place to be as a CEO. So very happy how things are turning out. Now, what else? Is there anything else I can tell you? I think we've covered most of the point I wanted to talk about today. Again, super proud of like my second children. As I always say, like Wump is my oldest child and Plenitude is my youngest one. One is more grown up and out of the house, and now the other one is getting to a point where he's also very healthy child. So as a person that created two corp now, well, two alliance actually, that have grown well, I'm very happy how things are turning out, and I'm having like doesn't might I might not play as much as I want like in game, and I do want to play more. I'm like I told you before, I'm split between playing Where Winds Meet with my wife. I want to play a little more Europa Universalis, but I do want to play every time. I'm like torn between multiple game, but yeah, that's it. I'm having fun in game and having a lot of fun playing Eve on Discord, and this is the one side of Eve that people don't always see, especially if you haven't been in that social circle where like this week I've been trying to buy a keep star for some to sell, like buy a keep star for somebody else. I've participated in super discussion about super extraction about so I'm doing like a bunch of stuff behind the scene like that, and that's actually the type of gameplay I that I enjoy a lot. And I would say that probably that what I've been doing also the most is I'm a mineral pusher now. So I because the people mine so much in Plenitude, that I always have like a big stockpile of ore to like Isaac ore to offload, stuff like that. And I like doing these things. It's a different type of gameplay than just flying your ship in space, but it's the beauty of a game like Eve where there's so much depth in the entire system in the sandbox that you got a whole ecosystem of task or of thing that you can do that are related to the game, but that aren't necessarily visible as such. Anyway, I feel like I've been rambling a lot tonight, so I'll end that here. Hopefully, you guys enjoy. Again, any question, any comment, just feel free to ask. I'm always happy. I always respond to all the comment. And see you guys next week. Bye bye.